This is the garden tomb. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to record here, but I want you to see what's amazing about this location. It's a story that when Jesus was placed in the tomb, he was wrapped in 100 pounds of spices. I want you to think about that. 100 pounds of spices. Nicodemus was wrapping him with linens along with Joseph of Arimathea. And the idea that he would be wrapped in those spices and linens came actually from the embalming techniques that the Jews learned in Egypt about how they mummified. So literally, the reason why Peter and others would come in and see the clothes, lying there and believe is because Jesus had 100 pounds of pasted linens from his feet all the way up to his head, wrapped around his body. So when he was resurrected, he went out through it and it was hollow. How in the world do you escape from a mummified process? Now what was left open was the head. It had a cloth at his face because the Passover, the sun was going down, they had to stop. So when Jesus was resurrected, they found the linen face cloth folded on the side, and the mummy collapsed. There was no body inside it. That's why they could believe when they saw that. That explains why Peter believed just by looking at the linens, as it's called. But the real story of the resurrection is that nobody could find the body. It's an interesting fact of Christianity that nobody can differentiate. They can't get away from it. The Jewish leaders would have gladly produced the body and said, hey, here's your Messiah. The Romans would have gladly produced the body because, after all, they were guarding the tomb. The disciples, as we know, were not filled with the Spirit, neither were they courageous. They were actually hiding from fear of the Jews. And Jesus had to come to them and say, peace. So obviously they had a lot of anxiety. So the theory is called the swoon theory, that Jesus somehow swooned back to consciousness, which is an amazing proposition because he'd have to work his way out of the mummified cast, roll the stone out of its place, and walk on feet that were crucified with nails, and convince people when they saw him that he was resurrected from the dead. That takes more faith to believe that than to believe the gospel. So that's the unique thing about Christianity. Every other world religion, Islam, they know that Muhammad's body is dispersed in various places. Confucianism, nobody really has. Buddha, nobody really has a claim of a missing founder of a religion. The only claim that's ever been made by anyone doing that is the unique claim of the Jews regarding resurrection and Christianity. So welcome to the Garden Tomb. And check out the Facebook broadcast I did today on the prophetic 70, 111, and 12. Three numbers that come up today with the Singapore gathering with Donald Trump that you'll find very interesting. Talk to you back in the States tomorrow.